All right, so this is the lesson that I taught last Thursday and Friday on two-tail testing. A lot of people were out, and I thought that I would give a little mini lesson. The homework is online. It says one and two-tail testing. The one-tail part is offbeat. I meant to put a one-tail in there, but I didn't. So anyway, it's all two-tail testing, but it does say one and two-tail testing. All right, so what I want to do is problem number 1. So let's look at problem number 1, and it talks about catching fish. And if you look at the very last sentence, it says, does this indicate that the population proportion of guests who catch pike over 12 pounds is different? Okay, that word different should mean that it's going to be not equal to. If they say change, not equal to, different, not equal to sign. All right, so let's go write our HO and HA. Okay, hopefully you realize that is going to be 0.75. Not the 20 pounds, because remember it has to be a number between 0 and 1. And then my HA is going to be P not equal to. Okay? Okay, so after you come up with your hypothesis, I want you to draw the distribution. Okay. So I have a horizontal line, have my bell-shaped curve, draw the mean, say P is equal to 0.75, and off to the side I'm going to find my standard deviation, which is 0.75 times 0.25 divided by, now I need the n, the sample size, and you see that 83 is greater than 64. That's how you know that 83 goes on the bottom, and I take the square root of that. Okay, so I got 0.25 times 0.75 divided by 83. Take the square root of that number, and I get 0.048. All right, now I need to find out what P hat, because I need to know where to draw the vertical line. So it's going to be, was it 64 divided by 83? (64 divided by 83), and I get roughly 0.77. All right, so what am I going to do is I'm going to draw a line for 0.77. Now, this is where two-tail is different. I have to have two tails exposed. All right, so, and we don't know whether it's going to be above. Just because this P hat is above, they said different. So that means I have to go below the mean. All right, so please notice here that the difference between these two is 0.02. So I'm going to go 0.02 in the other direction, and you have to label that 0.73. And I'm going to shade that area. Okay, that's my distribution. And look at, I got a tail here and a tail here. I have two tails. All right, so that's my distribution. Now I'm going to do my z-score math. Okay, so I get z is equal to 64 divided by 83 minus 0.75 divided by my standard deviation, which is 0.048. Okay, so now let's go do the math on that. 64 divided by 83 minus 0.75 divided by 0.048. And I get 0.44. Remember, only 2 decimal places for standard deviation. For z-score. Okay, now write your probability statement. Okay, and so I'm going to write the probability that x does not equal to 0.05 is equal to twice the probability that z is greater than 0.44 is equal to. Okay, let's take a minute and let's talk about this. We have to have the not equal to sign. That's what my HA is. Because p hat is positive, because my z-score is positive, I have a greater than sign. If my z-score was negative, I would have a less than sign. Because I have two tails, I put the number 2 in front of the probability. Those are the three things that make the probability statement different for two tails. All right, so now let's go to our graphing calculator. So I'm going to go to stats, testing, and I'm going to go to number 5. Okay, and so my PO is going to be 0.75. My hits is 64 divided by 83, and is it not equal to? Calculate, oops, darn it, I pressed all the wrong buttons. And I get a p-value of 0.6573. 0.6573. All right, that's my answer. If you have any questions, come in for tutoring.